I think the next 12 years are going to be human dystopia using AI,
And-
human-induced dystopia using AI.
And you define that by a rise in warfare around the world as
So
people
the last one, the RIPs, the last one is basically you're going to have a massive concentration of power and a massive distribution of power. And that basically will mean that those with the maximum concentration of power are going to try to oppress those with democracy of power. In today's world, unlike the past, the Houthis with a drone. The Houthis are the Yemeni tribes basically resisting US power and Israeli power in the Red Sea. They use a drone that is $3,000 worth to attack a warship from the US or an airplane from the US and so on that's worth hundreds of millions. That kind of democracy of power makes those in power worry a lot about where the next threat is coming from. And this happens not only in war, but also in economics, also in innovation, also in technology, and so on and so forth. And so basically what that means is that, like you rightly said, as the tech oligarchs are attempting to get to AGI, they want to make sure that as soon as they get to AGI, that nobody else has AGI. And basically, they want to make sure that nobody else has the ability to shake their position of privilege, if you want. And so you're going to see a world where, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of control, a lot of surveillance, a lot of forced compliance, if you want, or you lose your privilege to be in the world. And it is happening already.
With this acronym, I want to make sure we get through the whole acronym. So the F in FACE RIP
is the loss of freedom as a result of that power dichotomy. So you have a massive amount of power, as you can see today in one specific army being powered by the US funds and a lot of money, fighting against peasants, really, that have no weapons almost at all. And I'm going to do whatever I want because the cheerleaders are going to be quiet. And so basically in that, what happens is maximum power threatened by a democracy of power leads to a loss of freedom. A loss of freedom for everyone. Very soon, you will, if you publish this episode, you're going to start to get questions around, should you be talking about those topics in your podcast? If I have been on this episode, then probably next time I land in the US, someone will question me. Say, why do you say those things? It doesn't matter what I try to contribute to the world. My bank will cancel my bank account every 6 weeks, simply because of my ethnicity and my origin. And so when you really, really think about it, in a world where everything is becoming digital, in a world where everything is monitored, in a world where everything is seen, okay, we don't have much freedom anymore.
Because the AI is going to have more information on us, be better at tracking who we are, and therefore that will result in certain freedoms being restricted.
If you push that element further, in a very short time, if you've seen Agent, for example, recently, Manos or ChatGPT, there will be a time where you'll simply not do things yourself anymore. That's great until the moment where it decides to do things that are not motivated only by your well-being. Simply because, maybe if I buy a BA ticket instead of an Emirates ticket, some agent is going to make more money than other agents and so on. And I wouldn't be able to even catch it up if I hand over completely to an AI. Think about a world where everyone, almost everyone, is on UBI. Think about the economics of a world where we're going to start to see a trillionaire. And that trillionaire will have so much money to buy everything. There will be robots and AIs doing everything, and humans will have no jobs. Emma.love, my new startup, is me, Sanad, another technical engineer, and a lot of AIs. That startup would have been 350 developers in the past.
If people used more trains, so trains now were used for transport and other things and leisure.
The best software developer, the one that really knows architecture, knows technology, and so on, will stay for a while, right? And one of the funniest things, I interviewed Max Tegmark, and Max was laughing out loud saying, CEOs are celebrating that they can now get rid of people and have productivity gains and cost reductions because AI can do that job. One thing they don't think of is AI will replace them too. AGI is going to be better at everything than humans. In a world where humanity's minds are being replaced by AIs, virtual AIs, okay, and humanity's power, strength within 3 to 5 years' time can be replaced by a robot, you really have to question how this world looks like. It could be the best world ever, and that's what I believe the utopia will look like. Because we were never made to wake up every morning and just, occupy 20 hours of our day with work.
So whoever has the capital to build something exceptional will end up winning.
And so that incredible expansion of wealth and power, and as well, the incredible impact that something brings is entirely around the tool that automates. Who's going to own the digital soil, the AI soil? Platforms are all of the tokens, all of the compute that is in the background, all of the methodology, the systems, the algorithms.
Really what I'm doing is I'm paying Sam Altman's ChatGPT every single time I do a call. I basically, I do a search, or, I use a token.
And you can download DeepSeek literally offline on an off-the-network computer and build an AI on it.
There's a website that basically tracks the sort of cleanest apples to apples market share of all the website referrals sent by AI chatbots. And ChatGPT is currently at 79%, roughly about 80%. And actually, the one of them that gets to what we call AGI first, where the AI gets really, really advanced, one could say is potentially going to rule the world as it relates to technology.